Everyone expected a polite goodbye speech. But when Amara stepped up, the room shifted. Her hands didn't shake. Her voice didn't crack. She didn't open her notebook because every word was already engraved in her memory. As she began to speak, a silence fell over the courtroom, not the respectful kind, the terrified kind. What she said next didn't just shake the walls. It cracked open a truth that had lived too long in the shadows. This is the story of a girl who saw everything. Welcome, story lovers. Where are you watching from? Comment your city below. Asterisk, she was just another quiet girl in the back row, books always open, eyes always down. Amara didn't speak much, but when she did, teachers listened. Growing up in a small southern town, she had learned early how to make herself invisible in rooms where she didn't feel welcome. Still, she excelled, top of her class, scholarship winner, and now, the youngest intern at the county courthouse. Every morning, she walked through those polished doors with hope tucked beneath her silence. To most, she was just the black girl with the notebook. But behind those still eyes, Amara was watching, listening, recording, because something wasn't right in that courtroom. The way certain cases were handled, the way the judge's gavel fell harder for some than others. She wasn't just taking notes. She was building something no one saw coming. Asterisk, the first time Amara noticed it, she thought it was coincidence. A white teenager caught with drugs released on probation. A black boy, same age, same charge, sent to juvenile detention. She highlighted it in her notes. Then came more. Bail amounts triple for people who looked like her uncle. Harsher sentences for girls who wore their hair like hers. Every day, she watched the judge, respected, applauded, untouchable. His smile warm in public, but behind closed doors, his rulings whispered something colder. Amara began connecting dots. Old case files, witness testimonies, a pattern no one else seemed to see or dared to name. She stayed late, made copies, stored them in a hidden folder. It wasn't just about the judge. It was about a system bending silently around race, punishing quietly but consistently. One afternoon, the judge made a comment during sentencing, subtle but laced with bias. The courtroom laughed. Amara didn't. That night, she added a final piece to her research and closed the file. It was ready. She requested 1 minute to speak at the intern farewell ceremony. Just one. The judge smirked from his seat, amused by the shy girl with the notebook. What he didn't know was that Amara had memorized every word she was about to say, and she wouldn't just speak, she would expose. Asterisk, Amara stood at the podium, her voice steady, eyes locked on the judge. What began as a farewell speech turned into a forensic takedown. She listed names, dates, case numbers, H1, a mirror reflecting racial bias. The room froze. Lawyers shifted. The judge's smile vanished. Then, she opened her notebook and read his private statement. One he thought no one had heard, but Amara had, word for word. A racist remark he'd whispered during a closed hearing. She had the audio. She had the transcript. And now, the silence in the courtroom was louder than any gavel. The judge stood, face drained of color, but it was too late in that moment. The shy girl became the reckoning he never saw coming. Dear audience, if you're enjoying the story, don't forget to give it a like. It really helps. Asterisk, the courthouse never recovered from that day. The judge was suspended, then quietly removed. But Amara didn't stop there. Her story made headlines, inspired investigations, and led to policy reviews across the state. She went from intern to advocate, proof that silence is not the same as powerlessness. What started as quiet observation became undeniable truth. But the truth is bigger than one courtroom. Amara's story is echoed in cities and counties across the world where justice wears a mask and bias hides behind titles. How many voices are still unheard? How many Amaras are watching, waiting for their moment to speak? Because racism doesn't always shout. Sometimes it whispers from a bench in a courtroom. Are we listening? Thanks for watching. Subscribe to our channel for more powerful stories and new videos.